Hello, wrong side of my head. Hello! Hey, today we're looking at the last stack on the abstract shelf. Maybe my favorite shelf, I don't know. I have a lot more to go. But, let's start with this top game here. This is probably a little lesser known game called Epico. And in this one, you have these tiles that have numbers, and then you have a hand of tiles that have the numbers and arrows on them. What you're trying to do is push your opponent's tiles off the board while keeping yours on. And how this will work is each turn you take 3 of these tiles and you point them direction you want to play them, and you have that hidden. But the higher number will move first. So you have to be very careful where you position yourself and what order you play in to avoid getting pushed off. I'm gonna actually have to show some of these because they're a little difficult to explain without a visual aid. This one is called Gimp. It's the first in a what's called the GIF project from a designer called Chris Berm. I love his games, but any person who names their game stuff like this has got to be insufferable. But in this one, you're trying to be the person to have the it's a lot of descriptions. You're trying to keep your stack of chips while the other person runs out. And the way the other person loses chips is either having them stuck on the board or having them captured. So how do you capture? Well, you make lines of 4 on the board, and any of your opponent's pieces that are touching that line, that are in that straight line, you lose. So you make these lines by starting the pieces on the outside and pushing them in one space. However, you can shove other pieces on the board, so that's how you end up shoving your pieces into lines and shoving your opponent into lines to capture them. This one is probably my favorite of the series. It's called Czar, and in this one you have white and black stones. Think kind of like chess, but you have different designs. As you can see, you have some with rings, some with a solid colored dot, and some with none in the middle. If you run out of any one type of your movers, you lose. However, you can stack them to make them stronger, and some of them has to be of equal or higher stack value to capture. So on your turn, you move, and then have an optional second move to capture or move. It's a lot of fun. Devon. This one I haven't played very much, but I'm a fan of. So in this one, you have to keep your group anchored to the group. If at any point a group of tiles here, not tiles, a group of discs are cut off from one of those red safety discs or from the group, then the entire group that's been cut off is just wiped off the board. So you're trying to have all your pieces survive. Yinch. This one I just recently got. It was actually pretty hard to find. I haven't had a chance to play it yet because I just recently got it. But you're trying to make rows, and you're trying to to jump over pieces, and the rings will change depending on when things are captured or when things are flipped. And what's interesting is the more sets you complete and the more rings you gain, which you can see that's how you keep track of your points, the less pieces you have on the board. So it actually gets harder for you the better you do. Sorry, I don't know that one as well as the other ones. Link, this one is so good. This was my first one I got in this series. And this one, you're trying to make stacks, and you have to have your color on top. But what's really fascinating about this one is you see this one right here. This one looks like cookies and cream ice cream. That is a neutral piece. Anyone can move it. But at the start of the game, no one has any colors claimed. They're all just on the side of the board. So everyone's moving around and making stacks. Then you choose when you want to claim a color. So you want to pick the opportune time to do it so you don't waste a turn choosing a color, but also so you don't wait too long and don't get the color you need that you've been working on. Also, the way you move is pretty interesting as well. See how there's like 2 reds here? That will allow me to move to jump and do a double jump. So you also want to look for stacks of colors. Otherwise, you just kind of move in a straight line and ignoring any gaps. So yeah, that is the last of the abstract shelf. Probably my favorite shelf in the collection, if not definitely top 8, which is how many shelves I have. I hope you're enjoying this series so far. I'm having a lot of fun making it. I do apologize if there's some games I don't know about as much as others, but that's what happens when you collect too many games. But I'll see you tomorrow.